Hi friends, welcome to Moms and Money, where we talk about managing money, making money, and saving money for the women in the household. So today we're going to be talking about 10 ways to stay motivated to reach our financial goals. To be honest, guys, these are unprecedented times. So many of us are dealing with anxiety of some sort, depression of some sort, because there's so much that's out of our control. And so when that happens, typically we just spiral out of control, whether you're trying to reach a goal, a weight loss goal, which I'm trying to do, or if you're trying to reach a financial goal. A lot of it takes mental toughness and a lot of times mental clarity and a lot of encouragement. So I wanted to share these 10 ways to just stay motivated, even during times that are just so upsetting and depressing, where every single time you turn around, you're hearing something really sad or something depressing that's going on in the news or just anything like that. It can be really easy to just fall all the way off and completely ignore your goals and not want to focus your attention on them. Number one, grant yourself grace, you guys. Speak kindly to yourself, because the way you speak to yourself can really either make or break you. You don't want that small voice inside tearing yourself down or not forgiving yourself, especially when it comes to our financial goals, criticizing yourself for maybe past mistakes. You've got to grant yourself grace and move on. If God is able to grant us grace and mercy, we've got to be able to do it for ourselves. And it's important to do it for ourselves. So the number one thing you've got to do and you've got to remember is to be kind to yourself and grant yourself grace. Forgive yourself for any past mistakes. Number two, and I don't know why I put it at number two, because I feel like this is the most important thing that I'm going to say on this list, is do not compare yourself to anyone or any other family situation around you or online or anything like that. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. Okay, do y'all hear me? Do not compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it really is. It's also the thief of contentment. It's a thief of happiness and joy. I mean, it can really be detrimental to not only your financial life, but everything around you, because you'll always be comparing yourself or your situation to someone else's. And let me tell you something, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. You do not want to compare yourself. So what you want to do instead is, what I like to do is focus on your lane and your destination and your journey. Okay, not just you, meaning you personally, but your whole entire family, you and maybe your spouse and your children. Don't compare anybody else, especially when you're looking online, because you're only seeing a fraction of that person's whole life. You don't know how that person got there, what that person had to overcome, or anything like that. So please do not compare yourself to anyone. And I know it's easier said than done. I've gone through that, like where I see all my friends buying their new cars and new houses, and here I am still strutting away in my old 15-year-old car. Okay, going on almost 16 years next year, and we've been living in this house for 10 years, and we have no plans on, buying new cars, or, I mean, we eventually have to buy a new car, but I have no plans in the current future or moving or anything like that. But I've got to focus on what my financial goals are, because you don't know what that person had to do to get there. It's easy for anybody can borrow money at this point, y'all. It's so easy to borrow money. Okay, what's hard is to focus on what your goals are and your own financial goals, and to get where you want to be. So stay encouraged. Don't compare yourself, because like I said, that is the thief of joy and contentment. And we want to be content with where we are in our lives. Okay. God has blessed us to make it to see September 2020. That's a blessing in and of itself. I can go on a whole nother tangent about that. So just be content with where you're at in your journey. Be content that you're actually making progress to get to where you want to be. And just know that on that, once you get there, you're going to feel so good. Number three, and this is a big one too, consume content that motivates you. All of us are on our phones scrolling all the time. If you're scrolling on Instagram, that kind of triggers you or makes you feel jealous or makes you feel like, it's something that will derail you from your financial goals, then don't consume that content. You're in control of what you consume. Consume content that is encouraging to you, that motivates you, that is kind of supportive to you and what you're trying to do. You definitely don't want to consume content where, you just feel like you're not good enough, or you feel like you're not aggressive enough, or you feel like your goals aren't good enough. Your financial goals are your financial goals. You set them for a reason. So you want to remember that, and don't consume anything, whether it be reading a book, social media, just scrolling on the internet. You do not want to consume that content that's going to derail you from financial success. Number 4, set small attainable goals within the large goal. Okay, so regardless of what your financial goal is, maybe it is to save $5,000, or maybe it's to save 15% of your income to retirement, or maybe it's to pay off a $20,000 consumer debt. Whatever your big goal is, break it down into smaller chunks. So for example, if your goal is to pay off $20,000 in consumer debt, maybe set a small goal of $1,000. And once you reach $1,000, do something celebratory to reward yourself. Okay, $1,000 goals will get you to that big goal of paying off $20,000. So those small attainable goals will create those small wins for yourself to give you the motivation and the encouragement to keep going. Those small wins are so imperative to your mindset, because your mindset has to be set. It doesn't matter what kind of goal it is. If your mind is not set on attaining those goals, if you don't have the correct mindset at all, you're not going to accomplish it, y'all. Okay, so to help you with that mindset, those small wins, those small attainable goals will get you there quicker, and it won't feel like it's such a daunting, overwhelming journey. Number 5, track your progress visually. Okay, so maybe if it's paying off debt, you can a lot of people have those color-coded debt payoff trackers. You can do that. Make yourself a nice sign. I have some in my shop. I'll link them in the description box. Those visual trackers help you see how far you're going, how far you've come. Okay, so start maybe visually tracking it somehow. Maybe you want to write about it in your planner, or create a page about it in your planner. But just tracking it somehow visually can be very motivating, especially if you're a pen and paper type of person. Number 6, I want you to envision yourself and how you're going to feel once you achieve that goal. Okay, do it right now. Close your eyes. Think about what that big goal is. Think about that feeling you're going to have inside, that joy that has been sparked, that feeling of accomplishment, that feeling of success. That is the golden feeling that you want to feel. Already start feeling it inside, and know that God, His promises are true to you, that He is going to deliver on His promises as long as you keep up your end. And keeping up your end is doing the work. Faith without works is dead. Okay, God isn't just making money fall from the sky. No, we've got to work towards it. We've got to set these goals so that we can accomplish what it is we want to accomplish, so that we can gain that financial freedom, or whatever kind of financial goal you have. Okay, so close your eyes, envision how it's going to feel, and know that it's coming. And that feeling inside, just don't let it go. Number 7, surround yourself with the right people. Okay, because the people that you have in your inner circle, girl, can either make or break you. Now, I know none of us can choose our family. I know. Not everybody's family is supportive or understanding, or understand the journey that you're trying to go on. And if you do have that type of family, you're very, very blessed. Count your blessings. But if you don't, I'm not saying that you need to cut off all your family, but maybe you don't need to talk to those certain family members about what your financial goals are, or about the journey that you're on. But you need to find some sort of support system to help you along the way. So the internet is a big place. You can link up virtually with people who have the same kind of goals as you, or align yourself with people online that will encourage you and motivate you to continue on. So between Facebook groups, or YouTube, or even watching my channel itself, I will be your biggest supporter. I will be your biggest cheerleader on this, because I know the power of really attaining those financial goals. Number 8, reward yourself for those small wins. Remember, we talked about earlier making small attainable goals, and which will create those small wins for yourself. I would suggest you're rewarding yourself in a very, very small way. Maybe it's some Starbucks, or give yourself maybe $10 or $20 of free money to just do whatever you want to do with, so that it gives you something to look forward to, whatever it is. It could be big or small. I mean, you don't want it to be too big if you're trying, especially if you're trying to pay down debt or whatever. You don't want something to derail that, but like something like some sort of small, maybe it's to go to dinner with your spouse or some friends out to eat. But make the small win attainable enough, maybe once a quarter, that you can hit that, so that once a quarter you look forward to, you know, kind of relaxing a little bit when it comes to it. But then it'll give you enough energy to just get right back on. Okay, you never want to do too much. It's like a weight loss goal. So you don't want to fall all the way off the wagon, and then like for me, for instance, I eat ketogenically. So it's like for me, maybe hitting a certain weight is a goal, and then I'll give myself one cheat meal. But I don't want to give myself a whole cheat week to the point where I don't want to get back on it. You know, it's the same thing with our financial goals. You don't want to do something that's going to make you want to not even do it anymore. You know what I mean? So just something small, reward yourself something small, so that'll give you that motivation to keep going. Number 9, make adjustments as your circumstances change. You know, so many things are unclear right now, and so many things have happened that so many people haven't planned, that you just don't know what can happen. So you need to be flexible enough to adjust your goals. Adjust your goals so that they're realistic and not unattainable anymore if your circumstances change. So don't be so rigid to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, I failed, I'm not going to be able to reach this goal. No, you're just going to have to change it a little bit. Maybe you'll have to change your path, your direction a little bit, but you will still get to that same destination. So still hold on to that hope and stay encouraged, but just know that you may need to make some adjustments along the way. And number 10, and this is really a big one, enjoy this season of your life, y'all. Right now, you have a certain color lens looking at your situation. Maybe it's bleak, maybe it's depressing, maybe it's not, you're not in the best place mentally, but just know one day you're going to be able to look back at that and say that this is your testimony, okay? That God brought you through this. All right, so stay encouraged and try to enjoy the little things, because like I said, your future self is going to be thanking the today version of yourself for really having that grit, for really having that determination, and for really being encouraged to reach those financial goals, y'all. Because the difference between someone who's had financial success and someone who hasn't are those little tiny baby steps that you take along the way. So if you're making those tiny baby steps and it may not seem like you're getting anywhere, trust me, you guys, you are getting somewhere. You have to put one foot in front of the other. Okay, and if you do that enough times, you're going to get to the destination that you want to be. So try to enjoy what you can out of this season of your life, you guys, because guess what? It's just a small season of your entire life. Okay, so you don't have to live like this forever. It's just a small season of your entire life, and just envision where you're gonna be able to go and how far you're gonna be able to go, and it'll probably be even better than you can ever dream of. So just stay encouraged, and I hope that this helped you stay motivated to reach your financial goals, even in a time of distress. No matter what, just know that you will be able to do it. So leave a comment down below and let me know, what are some of your financial goals? What are you guys focused on right now? I know for us personally, we are really focused on saving cash and increasing our cash flow and saving as much cash as we can, because there are a lot of things that we want to do around our home. And of course, we always have a car reserve cash amount saved, because you never know. Both of our cars are very old, and we just pray that they continue to bless us, because it has been a blessing for us to keep our cars for so long. So those are some of our big financial goals right now. So leave a comment down below and let me know, what are some of your financial goals, and we can chat in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you can tap my picture on the screen, and you can also check out my previous video right next to it, and all of my social media platforms all listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.